On behalf of the South African government, of President Cyril Ramaphosa, of my cabinet colleagues, I wish to warmly welcome you all to this, on this very beautiful autumn day, to this second Black Industrialists and Exporters Conference in Gauteng, the heart of the South African economy, in this hall filled with enterprise and with energy. This conference, ladies and gentlemen, takes place a few weeks before the 20th anniversary of the implementation of the Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment Act and 30 years of freedom. Of the more than 1,350 delegates here, a special welcome to the CEOs of more than 1,000 Black-owned firms present, drawn from all parts of the economy. There are businesses present and showcased here that make the products we use on a daily basis, such as furniture and clothing and footwear and school uniforms and protective clothing, what we use at work, the cosmetics, the creams, the hair extensions. We have firms here manufacturing tents and marquees and plastic chairs and tables. We have producers of detergents and the chemicals they use to make them, and kettles and refuge bags. There are businesses here, ladies and gentlemen, feeding the nation through growing, harvesting, and packing fruit and nuts and vegetables, and producing also cannabis for medical products, I emphasize. There are businesses farming meat and chicken and operating abattoirs and harvesting and processing fish. There are firms producing animal feed and fertilizers and manufacturing food such as sauces and noodles and pies and baked goods and sweets. There are companies mining the rich ores of South Africa and producing steel products for rail, for energy, for transport, for communication. Businesses, Black-owned businesses that carry out electrification programs or do electricity maintenance work and wooden pole replacement. There are businesses keeping the nation moving through producing rail components and refurbishing motor coaches and wagons for rail freight companies. There are firms here manufacturing automotive components used by Mercedes-Benz, by Toyota, by BMW. There are entrepreneurs here running petrol stations, truck shops, and supplying storage tankers and diesel for mining products. We have firms improving our lives through manufacturing water meters and the chemicals that removes toxic substances from rivers and oceans. We have entrepreneurs improving our health through manufacturing vitamins, diagnostic equipment and medical therapeutics, those providing medical devices and implants, producing face masks, hand disinfectants, medical body suits, and isolation gowns. We are joined by firms developing the green economy through making the industrial components and the batteries to use in houses, in factories, and in shopping centers. We have Black filmmakers who produce inspiring films that tell the South African story. There are businesses here who feed the nation through production of food and beverages, and the growing of fruits and vegetables and the farming of animals who provide the meat that we eat. Firms who help to generate green energy and the development of new solutions. Companies who produce steel products and chemicals. The cosmetics we apply, the furniture in our homes and offices. But there are also firms here, Black-owned firms, who innovate with new technologies, with digital products, with space-age technologies. Companies who dig the coal, the vanadium, and the other minerals beneath our soil, as well as those who render the support services that makes it possible to get those to markets. We have emerging Black construction firms, those who have benefited from the competition settlement with large firms, but also many others who are now entering the construction market, some of them becoming more established in that market. Tourism establishments and businesses, healthcare firms who helped us in the fight against COVID-19, including those who helped to make the ventilators that were used in our hospitals. We welcome small businesses who provide important services to the community, and medium-sized businesses who employ people in productive labor. We welcome the trade union leaders who are here today, who represent workers. We have small panel beater shops who are now part of the panels of the large insurance companies after the Competition Commission investigation into restrictive practices and ways to broaden access for small business. We have industrialists who have invested their money to build new factories, to expand mines, to develop more agricultural land, and who have obtained machinery that employs young South Africans. We also have present today a large contingent of exporting firms, black exporters. On the 31st of January this year, we launched the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area with shipment of goods to Ghana and to Kenya. And displayed there on the quayside in the port of Durban was a range of industrial products made in factories owned by black industrialists. These are businesses who in many cases have shown resilience, and they are the productive engines that create jobs. I want to welcome the MECs of Economic Development from 5 provinces, members of Parliament from the Portfolio and the Select Committee of Trade, Industry and Competition, the regulators, and a range of economic regulators present today, from the competition authorities to consumer and standards agencies. I want to welcome the government officials from different departments. We welcome the funding entities present, financing small and medium-sized businesses, including commercial banks, development finance institutions like the IDC and NEF, and other funders. We have also, and a special welcome, and representatives of a number of companies that procure currently from black industrialists. And they have given an indication, and will make those announcements this afternoon, of the level of support through procurement that different sectors and clusters of businesses will make. I'd like to welcome the 205 exhibitors who are showcasing their products in the marketplace that has been set up as part of this conference. This is the biggest exhibition of black industrial excellence yet showcased in South Africa. And to highlight the stories, we will flight 4 videos of progress made by black industrialists, produced by award-winning filmmaker Mandla Dube. And you will have received a book. It's in the bag, telling the story of more than 160 black industrialists. This is the second Black Industrialist Conference, and there are 7 components to the conference. First, as Andile has indicated, the discussions that will be held today through 2 high-level panels with public and private representatives. And they will consider the progress we're making and look at the future. Second, we'll have this marketplace for the products produced by black industrialists, with more than 200 black-owned firms featured there, showcasing their products. Third, we'll have the keynote address by President Ramaphosa. And the President will then review the progress we've made and give an indication of the policy position of government on the Black Industrialist Program looking forward. Fourth, we'll have a series of pledges by about 70 procuring entities. These are firms in the private sector largely. There's a few public entities which will be part of a celebration of what they will be buying over the next 5 years, and this will impact on a few hundred black industrialists, many of whose representatives are present today. Fifth, we'll have excellence awards in categories to be given to firms and individuals that were selected through a nomination process, a public nomination process that produced more than 200 nominees. And we'll have an additional 3 special awards this evening. 6, we'll have a communication focus with the release of this book on black industrialists, profiling their businesses, giving you the phone numbers, how you can get hold of them, the email addresses, the products that they make. And we'll have these videos that I spoke of on individual black industrialists. And finally, we'll have the release of research we have done on the impact of black industrialists on jobs and on economic growth. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, this conference will highlight South African stories of firms that have been built from the bottom up, of black South Africans who have used the opportunities in a democracy to build businesses that employ more people than is publicly recognized. I want to welcome you, therefore, to this, the second Black Industrialists and Exporters Conference, and I now declare the conference officially open. Thank you.